Hey guys, welcome to Conversations with Dimi. This is my first episode for this year, for 2023. And today we're going to talk about a very, very important topic called manifest everything you want. We're going to talk about law of attraction. We're going to talk about how actually we can create it in our life, how we can activate it, what is it, and actually what are the misconceptions about it. But before we go to the topic, I just want to introduce very shortly what is Conversations with Dimi. And the main purpose here is to help you create these atomic shifts in your mind so that you create a life filled with love, with prosperity, with satisfaction. Today we have an amazing guest here. I'm really looking forward to talk to her and to law of attraction because this is one of her dearest topics. So her name is Eva Kuleva, and I'm gonna give her the word to introduce herself. Hey Eva, welcome.
Hello, Dimi. Thank you for the invitation. I'm also very excited. Yes, I am a love coach and matchmaker, and I help people create fulfilling relationships when they connect with themselves in the first place. And of course, using the law of attraction to manifest their life partner, a beautiful, loving relationship, and anything else that they want to create in their life.
That's so lovely. And I'm sure the people who are working with you are creating partners very fast and with satisfaction, right? So you're gonna tell us more about this, but let's dive in the first question we're going to talk about today, which is what is the law of attraction? And I want you to give us your perspective on law of attraction, but also your story around it. How did you come up? How did you meet actually this concept of law of attraction and start applying it in your life?
It was a very long time ago, and as far as I remember, it was the movie The Secret, the first time that I encountered this law of attraction term. And later on, when I discovered Abraham Hicks, I fell in love with them and their teachings. So I think shortly, this is the story. Of course, I have read many books and done courses and experimented with a lot of processes and observing, believing that we are the creator of our lives. I listen to Abraham Hicks recordings every single day. They are free in YouTube. Anybody can listen to them. And I'm very, very excited because I will attend a 2-day workshop with Abraham
Wow.
Hicks in May in Amsterdam, and there are still places available. So if anybody
Yeah.
is fascinated by this topic, I will be happy to meet you guys in Amsterdam this May.
Yeah. Wow. That's amazing. So can you share with us what was so exciting about this topic? Because you said you were really thrilled by when you were listening to that, when you learn about it. What was the thing which was super, the thing which touched you the most, let's say?
When I realized that everything that we create and attract in our life, it's on us,
Mm,
our vibration, our focus, the choosing of thoughts, and it can be so simple and easy to create anything you want. It's
mm,
just, it's really amazing. And
yeah.
when I started implementing this day by day and seeing the so-called miracles, people would call them miracles, but for me, these are just everyday uh,
Yeah.
uh, things that happen.
Yeah.
It's amazing. We believe in so many misconceptions. We believe in fear. We think it's something real. We believe
Mm,
in suffering. We
yeah.
believe in guilt. In so many things that are just unnecessary. And it's so easy when we change the mindset that we start choosing joy and love and well-being and abundance. And it's really easy.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with you. And before I share my opinion, can you tell me what's your description of law of attraction? Can you give us a short description of it? What is that?
The short version is that like attracts like. So,
Mm,
whatever we focus our attention on, we attract in our life.
yeah.
Never mind if we want it or not. So, if we think about something unwanted, we will attract it in our life. If we think about something wanted, we will attract it in our life. So that's the secret, to focus only on what we want to attract in our life. So we have to be very aware of our thoughts, about the words we use, uh, all the limiting beliefs that we choose to believe in. That so every single thing, and of course, the main thing that creates is the vibration, the way we feel. Abraham Hicks have this saying, feeling good is the work, which means our
Wow.
only goal and purpose in this life is to feel good. No matter how much work you do, if you don't feel good, it's not gonna do any good. So it's
Yeah.
they give a very interesting like a metaphor. Imagine that you're using the vacuum cleaner and you're cleaning with it for hours, but you have forgot to plug it in. So you are not doing anything. If you don't
Yeah.
feel good, if your vibration is not high, better don't do anything. Just chill, figure out how to feel happy, and then do your thing.
Yeah, wow. Wow. That's amazing. Yeah, definitely. I totally connect with your description of the law of attraction. And I can share my description. It's not description, but for me, law of attraction is so it comes from a place that, first of all, everyone has a frequency. Me, you, everyone. And this frequency, the reason that we have the what stays below that the frequency is our, as you said, our thoughts. We have content of our mind which is filled with thoughts, and it depends on us what kind of thoughts we focus on. This is the frequency we create in the world, and this is what we attract in the world. And that, for me, when I realized that, I don't know who was the person, maybe Robin Sharma or Tony Robbins, or I don't remember where exactly this started, but what was for me the most important there was to realize that I have the power over that. I can choose what what's gonna be my focus. I cannot stop all my thoughts to come, but I can choose what to focus on, and in this way to create my frequency, and in this way to create my life the way I want. And that was so amazing, and so, like, I would say powerful. That's the word which comes to mind. Powerful. I felt powerful for the maybe first time in my life. Maybe I was, I don't know, 19, 20 years old, when I really felt that I feel powerful. I can make things happen. I don't depend on outside circumstances, but I have something inside I can use, and I can truly create everything I want. As you said, if I learn how to master my focus, that for me is what is happening. Recently, I went to a webinar of Tony Robbins, and he was talking about that. I just reminded myself of focus and how important is that focus. And it's not about that we're going to talk more about the misconceptions, but about uh, we can say, I don't have to have negative thoughts. No, just don't choose them. Just don't dwell on them, and you're going to create what you want. Yeah. So that's how I see it. So do you have something to add, Eva, on that topic we are right now?
Yes, what you refer to as a frequency, I call vibration. So it's
Yeah.
the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course, in every moment, our vibration is different. It's not like we have everybody has their fixed vibration. It differs from moment to moment, and it depends on the way we feel. So if we manage to be aware of how we feel, first of all, we need to be aware how we feel. And
Yeah.
then if we use different tools and processes to feel better and better, this is how we can create more abundance in our life.
Absolutely. Totally. Totally. We're going to talk a little bit more later about some ways to activate law of attraction, and we're going to come back to that, guys. But let's go to the misconceptions, Eva. Let's talk about what kind of misconceptions you've heard or you saw with your clients, with yourself, so people can be aware on that.
Let me start with the word that you just used, activate.
Yeah.
Maybe this is a misconception, because people think that this law needs to be activated. But no,
Mm,
it is like gravity. It is always working. We are just
mm,
not aware of that. So this is one thing, and another thing is many people start very excited, reading about it, doing exercises, trying to manifest things they want, and because it doesn't happen instantaneously, they go,
mm.
"Oh, this law of attraction doesn't work."
Yeah.
Oh, it does work. The thing is that we have inner blocks, and this is
Mm,
why it's not working. If we want something but we are afraid that we might get it, or we are afraid that we don't deserve it, or we are afraid what will happen when we get it, then
mm.
we are sending these mixed signals and we cannot
Yeah.
manifest it. So this resistance is what we need to be aware of, and the law of attraction is always working. So we can start with observing and connecting our thoughts to what happens in our life. For example, we think about somebody, maybe we haven't talked to them for a long time, and shortly they call us or we meet them
Mm,
somewhere. These coincidences or serendipities that people call them, it's just the law of attraction in action. So when we have no resistance, the thought manifests immediately. And as Abraham Hicks say that it's as easy to create a button as it's to create a castle. So it doesn't matter what the desire is. The resistance is what will make it easier or harder for us to create.
absolutely. I totally agree. And I totally agree, as you said, that people need to work with the resistances, not to say that it's not working, the law is not working, but that they need to do some work in order to allow it. Let's use that word, allow the law of attraction work for them. I'm going to add some misconceptions, which I also observed. And some people I've heard they say this law of attraction works only for some people. For some people, it doesn't work. I don't know if you heard about that. I've heard it like, oh, this person, they everything works for them, but that doesn't work for me. So what do you want to say about it? I see that you are, yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I will say that they're just not aware. They don't connect their thoughts with what is happening in their life. So anything that they have in their life currently has
Yeah.
been a thought, a belief, or a desire or a fear that they have held in their mind. And without intention, they have put energy in it. That's why it has manifested.
Yes,
And
yes.
now I remember about something else. This might be a little bit more complex, but I believe that objective reality does not exist. And
Mm,
we all create our own reality, and we see reality through our lenses,
mm-hmm,
beliefs,
mm-hmm.
and thoughts, and so on. So we could go deeper maybe later in the conversation to
Mm-hmm.
for
Yeah,
this,
yeah,
because it's we need it needs some more explanation.
yes, totally. And totally. And when you talk about it, I was thinking also about something else. Some people believe that you don't need, you just need to think about things in order to have them. So what I mean by that, it's very important to understand that law of attraction, as you said, is a frequency vibration. So you need to go to the feeling, the emotion. That is going to help you to get it. Not only think about it, because you might think about I want a car, but you feel like fear and sadness and all of these emotions. That doesn't wouldn't help you to have this thing, because what is the goal here is to create feeling, which is going to attract actually the thing. Do you want to share something about it as well? Yeah, because that's
Ye-
what I see also. Yeah.
yes, absolutely. The feeling is what creates the manifestation. So we have to be very aware when we think about something, what kind of emotions come up. And every desire has two sides, the desire and the lack of it. And usually, when we think about something we want, we focus on the lack of it. That's why it's easier if we have resistance not to think about this desire. This is a trick that it's very interesting.
Mm,
For example, let's say we want 10 things, But three of them we think are very important, they're very hard to get, or we have some mixed emotions about them. So it's better to focus on the thing that we think is easiest, that it's going on well in our life already, so that we lower the resistance on the other subjects.
Yeah.
This is something that really works. So just focus on what is working in your life, and this is how you will help the other things to get working as well.
Yeah, wow, that's a great trick. I totally agree with you because in this way you are opening the frequency, towards the frequency or vibration you want to have in your life, and in this way you're gonna attract the other things you want in your life. You're gonna find a way towards them. And another important misconception: you don't need to take action in order to get something. That's
Yes.
something also I've heard. I just need to think about it, feel it, or imagine it, but then do not think about it, right?
Yes. We don't have to take action. Like have to, if there is
Hmm.
have to or should,
No.
it's not working. But the inspired action is what
Hmm.
will bring us closer to the vibration we want, because when you take inspired action, we feel more empowered, we feel more excited, we feel like we are the creator of our lives. And if the action is inspired and makes you happy and brings you joy, just do it. If you feel resistance, oh, I have to do this, don't do it.
No.
Until you can figure out a way to do it with fun, with ease, with joy, or find another way to do it, or change your attitude towards what you're doing. So maybe we need to give some examples, but
Hmm.
this is another trick that if you want
Yeah.
to use the law of attraction, that's how it works.
I love it. I love it. We're gonna come back to that as well. And the last one I'm gonna just comes to mind is control. So I need to control my thoughts. So I, you don't need to, what I know is we don't need to control your thoughts. You just don't need to focus on them. When that's the difference, because some people, I have thoughts, there are many, and that's gonna go against that. No, you're gonna have them, but if you don't focus on them, if you don't give them the food of your focus, it's all right. You don't need to control them.
Not only you don't need, it is impossible.
Yeah.
You will go crazy. There are so
Yes.
many of them. How are you going to control them? But what you can do is to use the simplest and most powerful tool, which is called meditation, which teaches
Mm,
us how to observe our thoughts and to let them go without pouring energy into them. So
yes.
when we learn to meditate, this doesn't mean that we have no thoughts. This is another misconception about meditation. People think that it is something very hard, specific. You need to empty your mind. No,
Yes.
this is not possible. You just need to stay still, to focus on your breathing, and just observe the thoughts. Connect to your body. And when you learn to observe the thoughts and to let them go, you will learn to manage your focus. So, meditation is something that is priceless, because it's very hard to think positive thoughts about something that we are afraid of. It is very hard. That's why it's easier not to think about it at all, to focus on something fun, or to just, whenever you think about it, just let it go. Okay, I'm going to
I
think about
love
something
it.
else now, which makes me feel better.
Good, good. I love it. Good. So do you think of, can you come up with some other misconception, or we can move on to the next topic? What do you think?
Maybe they will come up in the
Yeah.
process of the conversation. For now, I can't think of anything else.
Okay, perfect. So let's go to the next part, and the next part it's for me, before I couldn't understand it, but then after I started learning about law of attraction, started getting what is happening. We talk about the signs that law of attraction actually is working right now. The signs that actually we feel that we are in frequency, that law of attraction is there. Is we allowed it, to use your language in a way that it is there, but we allowed it, that is to work for us. So what are the signs for you that you know that right now you are in alignment with the law of attraction?
The first sign is that I feel good.
Mm.
And this is the most important sign. If you feel joy, if you feel happiness, love, gratitude, enthusiasm, excitement, it is working for you. Okay,
Mm.
we agree that it's always working, but it's working the way you want it to work, you know? So, this is one thing, the way you feel. Another thing is you see what you manifest in your life, what you attract, what is happening. If nice things are happening, is if what you want is happening, if even better things than what you want or you could have imagined is happening, if you attract nice people, if you attract nice things and experiences in your life, it is working the way you want. But if what is going on is not of your liking, then you need to be more aware how you attracted those things in your life.
I love it. Yes,
And
yes.
as I
Yes.
mentioned earlier, things that people call coincidences and serendipities and miracles, these are the signs that it's working. When you think about something and shortly you either get it, you see it, you encounter it, you meet this person, or the universe finds a way to bring it to you, and you think, wow, I didn't even think about it, and immediately it's here, or the next day, or the next week.
Wow. Yes. Yes. This was actually one of the synchronicities was one of the things which I wanted to share, that this definitely shows, like you shared a little bit earlier, that you think of someone, you want to talk to them, and then you see them the next day. I've seen that happen so many times in my life, or they call you or whatever. So that shows you that this happens. Another thing which I wanted to share is, for example, when you have something you want to create and you want to to attract in your life. Another thing is, um, for example, I start seeing signs towards this thing everywhere. For example, I'm going and I have a coffee and my in the coffee, we have this, how is the word, the not the presents but
Like fortune cookies.
the fortune cookies and stuff and these kind of things. And you have the fortune, for example, I want more money and it's money. Yeah, I go somewhere and in social media and I see a post when, if you do that, you're gonna make this money. So it's everywhere, I see it everywhere around me. This means that I'm in alignment with it. For example, a client of mine calls me and says, I want to introduce you to this person, or this kind of things. All of this, and do you know what was the problem before? I just wanted to share that before, when this happens, for example, I want to create something and immediately things coming in my life, and then I tried to control it. There were points when I tried, okay, I want to control that so I can really multiply it. But then what I did in this moment, I stopped it because I tried to control it with my mind. And that's what I wanted to share with everyone. If you have these signs, if the things are happening, you don't need to do stuff. You don't need to control these things because you can't. It's bigger than you. It's way bigger than you, so that you cannot control it with your rational mind. So that's important point, I think.
Yes, and control is actually fear. What is
Yeah,
behind control is fear. So when you wanted to multiply it, you felt the fear that it's not gonna be enough. Tomorrow it's gonna be gone. So you try to catch it because this is a lack mindset, right? Lack
exactly.
mentality,
Yeah,
not enough. So whenever, so what this if we believe that we are surrounded by abundance, that the universe is always helping us, that there's just love and good intentions, and everything is working for us, not against us, then this is how things are starting to line up. So we need to be aware about our fears, not of course to blame ourselves or feel guilty or irritated
uh,
that we feel fear. It's just normal because we have learned to feel fear. But slowly, by accepting it, by allowing it to pass, we will focus more on abundance and love and joy.
absolutely. Another thing which I noticed is very connected with, I feel you feel better when you're in alignment with the law of attraction, but it's also, I feel I sleep better. So it's like I feel deeper. I have deeper sleep. I have really deeper dreams, and I feel like really that um, I'm truly in my element. That I would say. So because sleep for me is very important, and I notice a lot when I am, I sleep better or no. So that's a big sign for me. Wow, I'm in a good place right now. I'm in a really good place. I can fall asleep very fast. I when I wake up in the morning, I really feel refreshed. So all of these signs for me is okay. I'm in alignment with something right now, and yeah, that's important for me. And another one is I don't know if you believe in that, but I totally believe when you see these numbers, repeating numbers like 11, 11, 22, 22. This is something also I notice when I'm in alignment how I see it all the time. Yeah, this also is, it says okay, I'm in a good place right now, so let's make it happen. So it's all of these things, guys. They are all around us, and if we are present and really see these things, we know that we are in a good place. We don't need to control it, as we said with Eva. Just enjoy it, be with it, and allow it. Right? Cool, Eva. So let's go to the practical. We love with you to give some practical tools to people. So let's not use the word activate, but allow and align with the law of attraction. In this conversation, we use that vocabulary. So let's talk about what are the something practical you've seen in your life which helps you to align and allow the law of attraction work in your favor.
As I mentioned, a meditation is number one. It's very
Hmm.
simple. Uh, 10, 15 minutes per day are enough. If it's real meditation. Some people say, oh, I play meditation and I listen to it and I do some stuff. No, this is not meditation. So if you
Yes, yes, yes,
yeah,
yes.
so this is what I really recommend. Start meditating 15 minutes every morning. If you want, you can do it in the evening as well. And my favorite tool for this is Headspace. It's an amazing
Yep.
phone app. They have a free meditation so that you can get the feel of it before you get to the paid version. So if I had one advice, it would be start meditating daily. This is the first thing. Of course, I want to show this book. Abraham Hicks and Esther and Jerry Hicks have written many books explaining the teachings of Abraham, the law of attraction, how to apply them in the everyday life. And particularly, this book is very good. It's called Ask and It Is Given.
I
There
love it.
are like 22 processes and tools or games, as I like to call them, that help us get into alignment. So one of them is just to keep a book of positive aspects, like in your journal, to write 5 or 10 positive things that you can come up with. It doesn't have to be something that you did. It can be just look around and find 10 things that you are happy about. Like probably you have something, you feel something, something happened, you're grateful about something. So to keep a record of positive thoughts and experiences, it's something that helps. Also, I like to keep a track of the miracles that happen in my life, and I write them down because they happen so many times. I notice them, but then I forget. And when I write them down and I read them, I say, wow, this is amazing. And they have also a process called uh, it's like writing your desire in a circle. Focus
Mm.
wheel, they call it focus wheel.
Hmm.
Writing
Hmm.
your desire in a circle and starting to add thoughts that make you feel good about this desire. For example, let's
Mm.
start with somebody is single and they want to attract their life partner, but of course they're afraid there are no single guys where they live, or all the men cheat, or all these limiting beliefs.
Yeah.
So how this works, you write in the middle, I share my life with my life partner in joy and love, let's say. And then what thoughts will help you get to this vibration? For example, I have had nice relationships or partners in my life. before. So, it's possible for me. The fact that I'm single right now doesn't mean that I'll be single forever. So I have attracted nice people in my life, even if they were not partners, maybe they're friends or business partners. So any thought that can make us feel good and believe more that this is possible for us will help. So we write this thought down. I have attracted nice people in my life, so it's possible to attract this person that I want.
Yes.
Another
Yes.
thought, there are so many single people in my city, which is true, right? The singles are everywhere, fortunately or unfortunately, nowadays. So, and we
Yeah.
start coming up with these nice thoughts. For example, I'm a much better partner now because I'm more self-aware. I'm at a better place in my life. I'm more positive. So this is a way that we could try to find better thinking thoughts and make us feel better when we think about this desire.
Yeah.
There are many other tools, but these are just some simple things that we could do.
Yes, absolutely. So, um, what I can add on that, for me, there are several tools which I use in order to align with the law of attraction, and I will start with vision board. I think something which I use a lot. I have it here, and I think the last maybe 7, 8 years, 10 years, I don't know how many years, but I always had the vision board, and it's helping me to create the feeling. So that's what I think is helping me with is because it's not only thought in my head, but it's visual, and we know that the visual can create so many feelings in us when it's the right one. And you of course you're gonna create a vision board with the right images for you. So that's something which I use, and I also use words. So it's like my vision board is words, pictures, and words with them. So this picture represents to me. For example, I have uh, a vision board when it's written how I love and respect myself unconditionally. I have a picture of that. So this is giving me uh, the rational, but also the visual thing, and that gives this feeling for me. So vision board is amazing, guys, and a lot of people say, "Oh, I don't need to do that." It's not. It's important to do it, especially if you want to create something in your life, because you cannot. A picture means 1,000 words. I think this was one of the quotes I wrote, that a picture is like 1,000 words because it's so many things inside. Another thing is the answer of the question why. When I answer this question why to myself, I'm going to the deeper desire which I have for the thing. It's not only I want this thing, but why I want it. What is gonna bring me? What is gonna be different in my life when I have this thing or when I create this thing? This is so amazing, and I love this process. I don't know. Maybe you've heard it, Eva. The process with some people it's 5 whys, some people it's 7 whys, but it's in different ways. But it's like you're asking several times whys to go deeper to the real reason for yourself. It's a very simple process, and you can go by yourself. You can go with someone else with it. Just ask 5 consecutive times why to your answer, and then you have one thing which I also noticed is when I feel overwhelmed, taking a break is the best thing I can do. Just take a break from everything. You can go somewhere, you can go for a walk, you can go for 2 days vacation, whatever you choose to do. Taking a break is going to help you to align and ground yourself in order to come back to yourself the way you want to be. And of course, it's not the last one. I think the most important for me is the self-creation practice I do every single morning. That for me is number one, because self-creation practice I create, it's like a morning routine for me. I'm religious about it. Every single morning, I'm
What
creating
is this
something.
self-creation practice?
The first thing which I do is I create myself every single morning. What I believe is that we can create ourselves every single day, not just every single day, every single second, every single minute. We can create ourselves the way we want. And the problem is that we don't do that, we don't do that every
Consciously.
single day. Yeah, we are living with our past, with our beliefs from the past, with our belief without really checking on them and without really creating who we want to be. Example: Several years ago, I was living with the belief I am worthless, let's say. This was the belief, which not, let's say, that was my belief. And then once I created myself as I'm worthy, and I'm doing that every single day, that created a completely different frequency for myself and for the world around me. And of course, that attracted something different in my life. And I do that every morning because I believe that this is a lifelong practice to create myself who I am. And the second part of the practice is what I have in my life. Not what I will have, but what I have. And with this practice of what I have, it's not what I, some of the things are not physically with me, but I totally believe that they are already with me. So they're going to be created and manifested easily in my life. So this practice is every single morning. Of course, there are a little bit more details, but that's the basic base of the practice. And I do that with my morning routine, with exercises, with breathing, with drinking hot water and stuff. All of these things I'm doing every single morning. And when I do that, Eva, I'm sure that you can understand that. It's just I feel like so powerful at the beginning of the day that I can really seize everything which is happening in front of me. Because I know who I am, and I don't allow people to create me the day they want. You know, they can't,
Yes.
and they won't.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And while you were saying all this, a few things came to my mind. Yes, there are many ways and practices. Vision boards are a beautiful thing. But for me, the main criteria if something works for us or not is how we feel.
Yeah.
If we don't feel excited to make the vision board, if it's not fun for us, don't do it. So find something that is
Yeah.
fun. So this with the whys, yes, it's very nice. We can just write all the things that we want. Let's say we want 10, 20, 50 things in our life. We write them down and we write why we want them. Let's say the top 3 or top 5. It doesn't have to be 7 whys, but just write at least three things why you want this thing and why this is working, because we exchange how with why. Because our mind is always going, oh yes, but how are you going to get that? Don't worry about the how. The universe will guide you, or your inner being will guide you towards the how. Figure out what you want and why you want it. That's enough. And anything that makes you feel good is helping you. So I have a list with uplifting music, with my favorite, like a playlist with my favorite music. And whenever I get ready to go out, I play this music and it pumps me up. I feel so happy. I dance and I sing. So anything that makes you feel good, it's working for you. For example, any pleasures like massage or movies or dancing or anything that makes you feel good is working and helping you to use the law of attraction and to attract more things in your life.
Yes, absolutely. I totally agree. So that I think it's a great message to finish this conversation with you is to we are giving here our point of view. We are giving here what is working for us or for our clients, but it's important for you to take that information and to go through yourself and to use what feels good for you, and that is going to help you to really align with the law of attraction. So Eva, before I ask you the last question, can you tell me how people can contact you and what's the best way to get in touch with you?
Yes, they can find me on LinkedIn. They can find me on Facebook. They can find me on my website, which is rarerelationships.eu. I have a YouTube channel, so just type Eva Kuleva and you will find plenty of resources. On my website, I have nice videos also in English or subtitled in English. Including the one about the law of attraction, on self-love, on creating a dating strategy. So some really good resources. And whoever wants to figure out if we are a good match to work together, we'll do a free video conversation and see if we are a good match.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. So before I ask you the question, thank you from the bottom of my heart that being here with me and sharing your wisdom, Eva. I'm sure that all of these golden nuggets you shared here, if people listen to really carefully, they're gonna get it, and they're gonna really use the law of attraction in a completely different way, or align with the law of attraction in a way that is gonna work in their favor. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for your smiles, and thank you for your expertise. And the last question is actually, it's not going to be a question, it's going to be a message you want to give to people. What is the one thing you can give to people just
I
to
have
finish the
something written
conversation?
down here that I wanted to
Yeah,
share. It's one of my favorite quotes of
now is the
Abraham.
moment.
Yes, everything that happens is your inner being guiding you towards your well being. So we
Wow.
just need to trust and to believe that no matter what happens, it is guiding you towards our well being. Not to feel too upset or scared when something happens. There's always a reason for anything to happen. Even if we don't see it now, we'll figure it out why this happens. So just to trust the process, to trust in the amazing, the love, the universe, and yeah, just have fun.
Love it. Thank you, Eva. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.